Do you want to come and talk to me? Do you want to come and talk to me? Do you feel like talking to me? Is it safe? It's perfectly safe. It's perfectly safe. I'm not mad anymore. Do you ever get angry?
Yes.
Oh, yeah? That was said with some enthusiasm. You look tired today, Ben. Yeah. Oh, no, okay. Do you know there's a story, we're going to hear a story today about how Jesus gets angry. I know what you're thinking. Jesus gets angry? Yes. Jesus, you know what else? There's stories in the Bible about how Jesus gets irritated and annoyed. And not even because his live stream doesn't work. Anyway, there's also stories about how Jesus cries. There's stories, you know what? There's stories about, Jesus tells parables, right? Those stories that he tells. And some of them are actually kind of funny. They're actually meant to be quite humorous, although there's no stories about Jesus laughs. I think Jesus laughed. Do you think Jesus laughed? I think Jesus laughed. Yeah. Yeah, we know he got bored and annoyed because he keeps trying to get away from people. Yeah. You know, it's those, I love those stories, though, especially this one about how Jesus gets angry because, like, we get angry, right? And I just think that's a great way, first of all, that's a great way to acknowledge that, you know what, that's okay. It's okay to be angry. It's also really important to remember that when you have feelings and you want to share them, you should share them with people. You should say why you're angry. Not 20 minutes ago, I was angry. I was annoyed. And completely about something completely out of my control is the thing. This is a thing, right? Like, I can't do anything about the internet. I can't make it work. Like, Damien's trying really hard. Ben's helping him. Jackie's helping him. We're all trying really hard to make the thing work. Darn thing doesn't work. I'm getting angry again. But I'm talking about it. And I'm feeling better about it because I get to talk about it. Right? It's important to share how you feel. It really is. And what's interesting about this story we're going to hear about, Jesus goes to the temple, right? That's like the church, right? Except in Jesus' day, the people actually believed that God lived in the temple. It was God's house, right? So here's all these people coming to God's house, and Jesus gets there, and they're selling stuff out front. It's like a market. And there's a really good reason for that. There is. They like people have going into the temple because it's God's house, right? They believe that. You have to change, if you're going to put money on the collection plate, you can't just put like your Roman money. You had to change it into something that was acceptable there. And the same with that, like they had animals and things for it was all about the things that they do there, right? And Jesus gets angry. Do you know why he got angry? Because they were selling stuff, yeah. And not just how they were selling stuff, but the stuff. And that's the thing. He tries to explain why he's mad. And they don't understand, but he tries to explain that all of this stuff gets in the way between us and God. If you want to talk to God, and there's a really good way to go if you're feeling upset or angry or anything, talk to God, right? All this stuff gets in the way. And so Jesus got angry about it. And he had a little bit of a temper tantrum. Do you guys ever have temper tantrums? Let me say that differently. Do your parents ever tell you you're having a temper tantrum? Right? Right? I got that a lot when I was a kid. No surprise there. But he got upset about it. And the thing is, I wonder if, it doesn't say this in the story, but I wonder if later on that day, Jesus came back and said, you know, I'm really sorry I lost my temper. Can I help you clean up? Because I think Jesus wouldn't leave it at, I had a temper tantrum. He'd want to talk about it. He'd want to say why. And he does. And what he tries to say is, you know what? If you want to talk to God, you don't need all this stuff. You can just talk to God. You know why? Because you're the temple. God's in you. And you, and you, and you. God's in all of us. And that's what Jesus was trying to say to them. And they didn't get it at first. I think some of them did eventually, because Jesus kept talking at them. And eventually people heard. And what they heard was, it's really important to remember that God is in you. And it's also important to remember how we learned that, which is Jesus talked to us about why he was angry. So when you're feeling angry, it's important to talk about it. It was somebody you trust, somebody you know is gonna listen to you. Same thing when you're feeling sad, right? When you're feeling upset about something. It's important to share how we feel, because it's important to feel. Do you think? Yeah. I think so. And sometimes it's silly things that make us mad, like things we can't do anything about, like the internet, or, snow. Did you guys have to shovel this morning? A little bit, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to let things go, yeah. Or when you don't, you have to say why, and we have to talk about it. That's what's so important about the story. We need to talk about it. Do you think? Awesome. Thank you for listening. You got a great little song. It's very short, but it's about how we're a temple. It's a sanctuary, which is what this is. Have you ever heard anybody call this a sanctuary when you come in? This is the sanctuary. And in our tradition, that has a very specific meaning. It means it's a place where you're safe, right? That's actually what it means. But in Jewish tradition, the temple was a place where God lived, right? And so here's Jesus telling this story. And so this is a little song about how we're a sanctuary. We're a holy place because God's in us. Do you want to throw those lyrics up on the screen, Damien? Goes like this. God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Do you want to sing it with me? Let's all sing it together. God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. You know what's cool about it too? Is that you can sing it. You can sing it like, God, prepare me to be a sanctuary. Because you can sing it to yourself like help me out here. God, I want to be like, and it's a really good way to help you feel those feelings and share them with people. But you can also, if you're feeling really good about it, you can feel, God, prepare me to be a sanctuary, right? You can do it all sorts of different ways. The important thing is that you get to share it. Kind of like how you're feeling. And I know what you're feeling right now. You're feeling, how quickly can we get away from this guy? And that's fair, because now you're headed off with Lori to do something really cool. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Yes? Pardon me?
Your socks.
You like my socks? Thank you. I like my socks too. They make me feel good. Thank you.